In this video, we'll present our needs assessment and usability evaluation for OSU Digital Collections Library website in order to help the client better understand their users' needs and address potential usability issues in their site. OSU Digital Collections is an online database of curated content and materials within the Ohio State University Library website. The website allows students, staff, and the public to browse through curated content centered around a wide variety of research collections that are developed and preserved by library staff from OSU. The Digital Collections team came to us with the goal of increasing the visibility of digital collections and improving the site navigation for novice to intermediate researchers. To better understand the existing user experience issues with digital collections, our team performed quantitative and qualitative research to develop reports with findings and recommendations to improve the user experience. We first created an interaction map to get familiar with the product and learn how users might navigate through collections. We began our needs assessment by conducting 5 interviews with 1 librarian in OSU Collections, 2 OSU students, and 2 U of M students. The goal of our interviews was to better understand the project scope, user characteristics, user habits, and what users desire in online research databases. Using the data collected from our interviews, we developed 4 personas which represent typical digital collections users. One of our personas was Sierra, a freshman who has little experience with academic research and recently learned about the OSU Digital Collections site. After considering the behaviors and motivations of each persona, we incorporated their habits, goals, and frustrations into scenarios to help us understand how digital collections could be designed to meet the needs of the users. Once we had a better understanding of user needs, we needed to gain insight into how similar sites were designed in terms of aesthetic and functionality. We conducted a comparative analysis using 7 competitor sites. These sites consisted of digital collections and libraries commonly used by students. 3 sites were direct competitors, 2 sites were indirect competitors, and 2 sites were parallel competitors. We also developed and deployed a survey that collected both novice and intermediate research responses from UM students, OSU students, and OSU faculty. The goal of the survey was to determine if the data gathered from our interviews and competitor analysis was representative of the user group. After completing our needs assessment, we conducted user evaluation by completing heuristic evaluation and usability testing. In order to identify usability issues within the interface, we performed a heuristic evaluation based on Nielsen's 10 usability heuristics. Each team member evaluated the website based on 10 different heuristics and rated them accordingly. To gain a better understanding of the problems users faced, we performed 5 usability tests focusing on the major features of digital collections. We recruited participants from the University of Michigan who utilized library and research sites and had not used the OSU Digital Collections. Based on our needs assessment and usability evaluation, we have 5 major findings and recommendations. We discovered that users are either unaware of the advanced search option or have difficulty locating it. This is a problem since many researchers are looking for very specific items, and being able to search using the most applicable field was critical to our usability testing participants. Another problem that beginning researchers might face is an unfamiliarity with using Boolean operators. These devices make it easier to search for an exact combination of keywords or to exclude other search terms entirely. We also learned through usability testing that users find it cumbersome to comb through the search results when locating a specific resource. Although relevance is the default sorting method, this does not guarantee that the most helpful resources will be displayed first. Our first recommendation is to incorporate the advanced search feature into Digital Collections homepage. This will make sure users don't get lost when navigating to another page to find specific resources. Another way to make sure users are able to find exactly what they're looking for is by promoting the use of Boolean operators. Having a section where novice users can learn how to refine their search results can prepare them to use an advanced search feature. Also, while conducting our usability tests, we found that when users were looking for an exact item, they were unsatisfied with the default search results. Oftentimes, they would have to scroll through many items before finding the one they wanted. One way to improve this process would be by adding additional ways to sort results so that researchers can work in a way that best suits their process. From our interviews, heuristic evaluation, and usability testing, we found that users wanted more help features to familiarize themselves with digital collections and to assist in the navigation of resources within collections. We found there is little descriptive information on the Digital Collections website. This leads to confusion by novice users who are unfamiliar with the function and purpose of collections. Additionally, users have difficulty navigating from one collection to another and want more guidance. There are currently no help features to guide the user through digital collections, and users want help finding resources when they get stuck. Because of these findings, we suggest OSU add a button in the navigation to direct users to a help page. This page will give a brief overview of digital collections and the work related to digital content preservation. This page could also hold commonly asked questions by users to address the issue of confusion surrounding site navigation. Additionally, we recommend OSU incorporate an Ask a Librarian feature that would stick to the bottom of every page within the collection site. When clicked, this button would open a contact form for users to ask collections librarians specific questions that they might have. Users would be asked to enter an email, name, message, and category of question for the message to be redirected to an email format. Being a form, this would provide a less intensive design solution for developers compared to a live chat feature within the site. This would still allow users to get direct and specific help from actual librarians. Our next finding is around the organization of metadata for the individual items. Currently, the way that metadata is arranged on individual item pages is overwhelming for users. Our usability test showed users experienced sensory overload and found it difficult to discern exactly what information belongs in each field. Based on interviews conducted with users, we learned that many people only find a select few of the data categories useful to their research needs. We suggest simplifying the number of metadata elements that are viewable to reduce information overload for users. Another recommendation is to use a collapsible menu so users can pick exactly which field they would like to look at without having too much information cluttering one place. Additionally, it may be helpful to provide a brief description of each metadata element since novice researchers might not understand the difference between each category or know exactly which information is found where. Based on our interviews, surveys, and usability tests, we found that users tended to prefer using the search function rather than filters. This research, along with our heuristic evaluation, also indicated that the number of filters available for users creates information density that contributes to confusion in navigation and errors in filtering. Additionally, certain filter names are unfamiliar and/or confusing to users. This contributes to the misuse of filters. In some cases in our usability tests, users abandon the filtering process entirely. We recommend that digital collections remove some filter options from the search results page and move them to the search bar. This will give users the ability to make initial searches with filters applied to locate items more efficiently. Additionally, we recommend placing the filters in a drop-down menu, reducing the number of filter options available, and/or placing filters in different areas of the screen to reduce overcrowding and the amount of scrolling required by the user. The results of the usability test suggest that users are largely unfamiliar with the concept of digital collections. The current homepage of digital collections does not inform users of the purpose, structure, and content of digital collections. We found that users often neglect the cards containing each collection on the homepage and are automatically drawn to the search bar due to a lack of familiarity with the site. We recommend the addition of an introduction header at the top of the homepage to explain the purpose of digital collections and to direct users to the collection cards. We also recommend adding a Browse All Items button to navigate to the general search results page where the users can use filters to find items. Because some users were not aware that they could click on the cards to visit those collections, we recommend adding a Browse button to each card to make it clear that they are clickable. While we feel that our findings are credible and important to serve the purpose of this project, we acknowledge that there are a few areas that could be improved. We need to increase the representation of target users within our survey respondents and user interviews, specifically by increasing the number of respondents at OSU. Additionally, the use of experts to conduct the heuristic evaluations could improve the consistency and quality of our findings. Lastly, conducting usability tests with participants who had experience using the OSU Digital Collections site may provide additional insight into how users learn the site navigation and what shortcuts are available. We may have overlooked some potential areas of concern that may have arisen had we been able to include these improvements.